America service status, but still even them starstruck. Humble through opportunities, given despite the fact that many misjudge because it makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects. Never asking for someone's help, had to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear. Be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verses, dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard but with that stock. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. Call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire and Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top nihilist porcupine. He's a the type women wanna be within rappers, hoping it's 8 years in the making, patiently waiting the flow. Now the record with your notice taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, this is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of that comes out of this kid's throat top. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He don't think it's a common on his name. People keep asking him, was it giving that brother doesn't stand for an acronym? No, he's in the proof, through the rock in the proof. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and this crew and all around is one of the best. Dedicated to what they do, but give 100%. Forget like nobody really knows how or why he works so hard. It seems like he's never got time because he writes every note, he writes every line, and I've seen him at work. When that light goes on in his mind, it's like a design is written in his head every time before he even touches the key or speaks in a rhyme. And those other fellas he runs with, the kids that he signed, ridiculous, but not even trying. How do they do this? 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. Fort Minor, M. Shinoda, Styles of Beyond.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Columbia City High School. Superintendent Dr. Laura McDermott, CCH Principal Brady Mullet, and Athletic Director Kelly Leach welcome you to Columbia City High School for tonight's baseball game featuring the Whitko Wildcats and the Columbia City Eagles. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abusive language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at IHS AA events. Let's afford student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated, and please enjoy the game. Restrooms and concessions are located at the building between the baseball and softball fields. Columbia City High School is a tobacco-free campus. Please refrain from using any type of tobacco products while on school grounds. Also a reminder to fans, there are no pass-outs during this contest.
Yeah, no kidding. I want to see Locker. That's what I hate her so much. Hey, yeah, I know. Over 175. One day on this that's why I said one. I didn't never do that. Is that your dad? My dad's
Tonight's starting lineup for the Whitko Wildcats. Leading off, playing center field, number 3, Max Platt. Batting second, DH number 13, Riley Harmon. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 5, David Boosley. Batting fourth, playing second base, number 7, Easton Grable. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 22, Cody Adkins. Batting sixth, catching, number 33, Braden Kirkdorfer. Batting seventh, playing third base, number 2, Isaiah Kripe. Batting eighth, playing right field, number 24, Ryan Brown. Batting ninth, playing left field, number 6, Logan Hoffman. And pitching for the Wildcats, number 23, Slater Craig. Tonight, we would like to honor those individuals who have made the selfless decision to serve our country in the armed forces. Please help us to welcome Sergeant David Silva, United States Marine Corps. Sergeant Silva served from 1976 to 1982. Sergeant David Butler, U.S. Army, 1998 to 2002. Corporal Nate Iden, United States Marine Corps. Corporal Iden served from 1993 to 1997. Sergeant Jerry Sheets, United States Army. Sergeant Sheets served from 1965 to 1967. If there are any other veterans or active military personnel not on the field at this time, please stand and be recognized as well. You've earned it. We would also like to introduce our own Brock Daly, who has made the commitment and will be enlisting in the Indiana Army National Guard. Please join us in showing our thanks to these selfless individuals for committing their lives to serve and protect our great country. And now, for your Columbia City Eagles, leading off, playing second base, number 4, Brock Daly. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 2, Julian Oscillier. Batting third, playing left field, number 8, Sam Glad. Batting fourth, DH, number 18, Brady Schrader. Batting fifth, playing center field, number 6, Landon Iden. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 5, Dalen Johnson. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 11, Drew Vanderford. Batting eighth, playing first base, number 23, Devin Kreider. Batting ninth, catching, number 7, Eli Platt. And pitching for the Eagles, number 20, Brady Bell. At this time, would everyone please stand? Face the flag. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
He said just last night.
That seems odd because they in the field.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I know. Yeah.
Do anything here?
No, we don't. Whenever you're good to give them a go, give us a countdown.
We have. Oh.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Chamber of Commerce afternoon. Alongside me in the booth tonight, Rochelle Patrick joining us once again. Rochelle, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Ambrose. This is, we went from blankets and sweatshirts to tank tops and shorts just like that.
Yes, we did. Great. We've had a great week of baseball. You joined us earlier in the week. You saw the Eagles fall to East Noble. And then last night, the Eagles picked up a huge win against the Leo Lions.
It's a big conference win for the guys. Go ahead.
No, I was talking with Coach Daly earlier today, and I asked him, when was the last time Columbia City varsity baseball has beat Leo? And he said he graduated his senior year, which I believe he graduated in, I don't know if it was 2015 is when he graduated. But anyway, mid-2010s here is when the last time Columbia City baseball on the varsity side has beat the Leo Lions, who's always a very competitive opponent in any athletic event.
So tonight we've got the county rivalry here with Whitko Wildcats making the trip over from South Whitley. Leading off for the Wildcats is Max Platt. Max has got a good stick and great speed, athleticism. He played during our younger travel baseball days. We borrowed him for a couple games, and he's a stud. He's a legit guy here, so definitely earned this leadoff spot for the Wildcats. Takes the first pitch for a strike.
Eagles have Brady Bell on the mound. Senior Brady Bell's on the mound behind the plate. Coach Bell switching it up. We have junior Eli Platt, and you mentioned earlier, before we went live, these two boys here, Eli Platt behind the plate and Max Platt, do have some relation.
Right. I believe that their dads are first cousins, if I remember right. Yeah. I went to high school with both of them. And I think, there we go. That was a shot right up the middle. Brady Bell fortunately got his melon out of the way there.
That's a perfect if I've ever seen one.
Yep. Max with a leadoff single just drove a nice shot right up the middle, right over second base, and jogged into first. And now we're looking at Harmon for the Wildcats. Second batter here. I wonder if they'll do some kind of little bunt and run, hit and run here maybe. Let's see what we've got. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Platt staying at first base right now.
I haven't seen Eli. I believe this is the first game that we've seen Eli Platt behind the plate, so we'll see how Coach York wants to test the arm behind the plate.
Riley Harmon got himself jammed on that pitch and took a strike there. Riley's the DH here. He's a freshman, so getting some good varsity time here.
Whitko Wildcats have a record of 5-13. The Eagles are sitting at 11-7 after last night's win against the Leo Lions. Bell kicks and delivers.
Bunt.
There's the bunt you were talking about.
Yep, the old 1-3. Brady Bell gets the sure out at first base. So Harmon did his job with the sacrifice bunt there. Now up for the Wildcats is their shortstop, David Ousley, Jr. Yeah, digs in on the right-handed batter side. Bell checks the runner at second base, delivers. Ousley with a lazy fly ball to right field, caught, and then Platt tags and advances to third base. Vanderford gave him a little run for his money there.
He did.
That's a long throw. That's why you put that strong arm out there in right field. That's the longest throw that anybody's got to make is on the throw from right field to third base. Now back to cleanup batter for the Wildcats, Easton Grable. Easton's also a right-handed batter. Takes the first pitch just low. If you're just joining us, there's 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Leadoff batter Max Platt. led off with a single, followed by a sacrifice bunt by Harmon, and then Ousley flight out to right field. And now
That's
here
trouble.
we go. Grable's, oh, he sure did. Grable hit one right in no man's land, in between the right fielder and the center fielder. Both of them making the effort for it, and just dropped in there. So Whitko's on the board with their first run.
That's a bright sun out there in right field and right center
They've
for
got
Vanderford.
to battle that for sure today. Bell checks to runner at first base, delivers here to Atkins for a strike.
Defensively for the Eagles, Eli Platt behind the plate, Brady Bell on the mound. Devin Kreider's at first, Brock Daly and Julian Ostelier at second and shortstop. Fouls this one behind the press box. Third base, senior Dalen Johnson. And in the outfield, we have senior Sam Glad in left. Center field's junior Landon Iden, and in right field, junior Drew Vanderford. Brady Bell is getting DH for Brady Schrader.
There we go.
And there's the punch out to end the inning.
Atkins goes down swinging. Cody does for the Wildcats to end the top of the first inning. So the Wildcats score 1 run on 1 hit, 1 left on base after half an inning. Whitko 1, Columbia City 0.
Looking at some stats for the Eagles so far as we're getting towards that tail end of the season. Leading the team with batting average with a good number of at-bats here, Landon Iden has a .360 average. Eagles have about 5 players that have significant time at the plate, batting over 300. Iden, Sam Glad, Brock Daly, Ben Q-Michael, and Brady Schrader. Julian Ostelier is right underneath that 300 mark at 296. He had, I believe, a bases clearing double last night at Leo to get some runs in. Defense is switching up a little bit. Usually we've seen Dalen Johnson at short and Ostelier at third. Coach Bell's kind of made some changes defensively with those two. And so we'll see kind of how that shakes up. Dalen hasn't seen a ton of action at third this season. Ostelier made just a fantastic play earlier in the week. Deep ball in the hole. Made a 1-hop throw to first to get the runner out by a quick half a step. On the mound for the Whitko Wildcats, their pitcher is Slater Craig, senior number 23. Slater Craig plays all over, pitches infield and outfield.
He's built like a pitcher. He's got nice long legs there. Big levers help. The umpire tucks him behind the catcher just to get a little eye on what he's to expect here when we go live again in the bottom of the first.
Looking at the schedule ahead for next week, Eagles have the day off tomorrow as they have their last week of regular season ball. Monday, they have a pretty full week. Thursday's the only day off. Multiple home games next week. They're at Northside on Monday, which is, I believe, who they open up sectionals with in about 2 weeks.
I think you're right.
Tuesday, conference opponent Norwell. Wednesday, Angola. Northrop on Friday, and then the traditional end-of-the-season doubleheader against Bishop Dwenger. That'll be senior night or senior afternoon. Speaking of seniors, Brock Daly leads in for the Eagles. Brock Daly's worked his way up from 9 to number 1.
Yeah, he's on a bit of a tear right now. Hot bat gets you to move right up in the roster, in the lineup.
Sure does, and third baseman playing back. We mention almost every time Brock Daly steps up that he's a threat to bunt and lay one down with that great speed and great bat control that he has.
Earlier this week, I was running the scoreboard. for a varsity game, and Coach Bell's oldest son, Dalton, was up here running the music. And he goes, "Watch this. We're going to lead off with a bunt." 'Cause he was so frustrated about that idea, and it didn't happen. It was a leadoff hit.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh my gosh, maybe my dad's changing his ways a little bit." He goes, he was always frustrated that the leadoff batter was bunt.
I'm not against that. I love that. If you have the right batter that can lay a bunt down and get on multiple times, I don't see anything wrong with that if they're playing back like the third baseman is here.
Right.
I think it was East Noble. They were playing closer in on the grass, whether that was, this is the leadoff hitter, or they knew the strengths of Brock Daly's bat as he dribbles one to third. Big hop. Nice play there. Nice play from Isaiah Kripe.
Yep, he fired right on across the field. Isaiah's not a big guy in stature, but he was able to launch that ball right on over there.
He's pretty much the opposite of Dalen Johnson.
Right.
Julian Oscilier steps in.
Julian's having himself a season.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Speaking of Dalton Bell, there we go. The house. He's going to run the scoreboard tonight. I'm back here. Julian Oscilier with a big swing there on the first pitch. Fouled it straight back. So timing's good. He's right on it. He smithed underneath it a little bit. Digs back in the right-handed batter's box. Pitcher heels, change up, and Oscilier sits back. And,
there's the E7.
Had a lazy fly ball to left field, and the left fielder let that drop.
Oscilier's second on the team in doubles with 6.
I feel like when I'm at the JV games, I'm always checking how the varsity's doing, and I can't tell you the number of times that I brought up game changer, and it's Oscilier at second, Glad up to bat. So here and here we are, just a little bit of a different scenario. Oscilier standing on first base. We have one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Sam Glad, the big lefty, steps in at the first pitch, fouls it back over the home dugout.
You don't see the outfield shifting at all towards right field for Sam Glad as he fouls that one towards the third base side.
Which is interesting to me. I think they might make him pay for that.
You might. Yeah, your center fielder is definitely not in line with second base.
Yep,
There he goes, right there at the gap.
That's going to be a 2-base hit, folks, at least. Gets past the right fielder. Oscilier's hustling on home. He's going to jog in, and Sam Glad's going to hustle to third, folks. He slides in with no play. So the Eagles come back and score a run to match what Whitko put on the board in the top half of the first. So Sam Glad with a triple.
That right fielder, his relay throw was mishandled from the second baseman, so there was no throw. Schrader steps up. Schrader leads the team in home runs with 5 homers. I believe he had a multi-homer game against West Noble earlier in the season.
He had a multi-homer game this week against DeKalb.
Okay, so he's got 2 multi-homer games there.
Yeah, I can't remember what the final score was. DeKalb got the best end of it, I think maybe 10-6. And Brady had all 6 of those RBIs. He had 2 3-run shots, one in the first and then one in the fifth maybe. But he was feeling it. There's a shot towards center field. Center fielder appears to be underneath this one, but it should be deep enough to get Sam Glad in, who tags and scores easily from third base. So that puts the Eagles up 2-1 here in the bottom of the first inning. It's 2 outs for the Eagles, but Brady with the sacrifice fly.
Schrader leads the team in home runs, RBIs, and he is tied with Sam Glad for the team lead in doubles.
There we go. If Brady had any wheels, maybe he'd lead the team in triples
he probably would. He probably would.
Speaking of wheels, Landon Iden's up to bat here, our fast-moving center fielder. Let's see what he's got going for us here. If we can start a little 2-out rally. Takes the first pitch high for a ball.
This is one of those games where you come off a big win. You want to keep the wheels rolling. Whitko traditionally isn't as competitive year in and year out as some of the other conference teams that we play. definitely not a team that you want to sleep on. As we know, the game of baseball, if you sleep, it can very quickly humble you.
Absolutely, and Whitko's a strong enough program, enough athletes here that if you're taking anything for granted, they're going to come get you. Pitch is in there, and Landon fouls off the second pitch in a row here, so he's down in the count 0-2. I want to go back to we're going to talk keeping stats a little bit here with Schrader. So on that sac fly, that doesn't get count as an at-bat for him since a run scored. So I had to look this up the other day to see what constituted a true sac fly, like when you can count it as a sac fly. If you got somebody to advance bases, and that's not the case. For it to be considered a sac fly in the scorebook, in the official scorebook, a run has to score.
Okay.
So the fact that Sam Glad was able to tag up on Brady Schrader's fly ball to right field, that does get the count as a sac fly. Same way as for the Wildcats when
they bunt him to second.
Yeah, Riley Harmon batted Max Platt to second base.
Yes.
That won't be an at bat for Harmon. He got a sacrifice bunt on that. Hey, Landon Knight right there shooting one towards the gap. Center fielder makes a diving effort. Came up on the short end of that, but Iden standing on second base. Hey, I'll tell you what, that is trust right there.
Yeah.
So those of you that are listening, what just happened right there is Landon Iden hit a fly ball into the gap between center field and right field, and the center fielder dove for it. Okay, and there was enough trust there for him to dive for it because he knew his right fielder was going to be right there behind him to pick it up if he missed it, and that's huge. That says a lot to me right there. That if there wasn't trust there, he would have never dove for that ball in the first place.
That's good. I love how Iden sprinted all the way. Now, I didn't watch him out of the box, but the fact that he was able to make it there shows that he was not jogging a lazy fly ball. Let's just jog. He sprinted the whole way. Not every guy is going to do that.
Yep.
He does not get second if he, even with the missed dive, he does not get second if he's not hustling out of the box.
No, because the right fielder was right there to pick that ball up. That was great. Pitcher steps off and gives Iden the eyeball to make sure that he's staying a little closer to second base. Dalen Johnson is up to bat here for the Eagles. Took the first pitch for a ball. Dalen's one again. Like I can't believe that kid has the power to hit a home run.
Yeah.
You just look at him and all right, some guy. He's not Brady Schrader built like a brick house or anything. He's just another guy out there, but he's got the pop in the bat and the grit to make it happen.
Yes, he does. We talked about the difference of moving positions with this Eagles team. A lot of times, guys they have a position they want to play, and they don't want to play anywhere else. And this team has done a really good job at putting the we not me, having that we not me attitude. Dalen has been playing short pretty much all season, and he's getting moved over to third. And honestly, Oscilier is probably a little bit more athletic than he is. That's probably what's best for the team. We see Sam Glad out there in the left and Eli Platt behind the plate tonight. Johnson shoots one to right. That's going to fall.
That's going to fall in there for a base hit. Here comes Iden hustling around third.
Ooh,
Whitko missed the cutoff. Or I shouldn't say that. The cutoff guy missed the ball. And so that left Dalen standing on second base. So Dalen with a single and then advanced to second on misplay by the cutoff. Now up to bat for the Eagles. Our next left-handed batter, get Drew Vanderford Jr. up here. So Drew's a guy that, for those of you that don't know, he pitches a little bit and plays the outfield and just wherever we can get him right now. His bat's super hot, and so they got to get him in the lineup. There he goes, swinging at the first pitch.
You better run this out. Run it out, because this is going to be trouble. Yep, that's what we said.
Dropped it. It was a pop-up a mile high. Here we go.
There we go.
All right, folks, so now the dust is settled. Here's what just happened. Dalen Johnson was on second base. We've got 2 outs, and Drew Vanderford skies one into the little area between the pitcher's mound, the catcher's plate, home plate, and first base. and the catcher came out to get it, and it got it off the palm of his mitt, and it drops. And Dalen was hustling around third, and then went on and came on around to come in and score because the catcher, nobody came then to defend home plate. And so home plate was open. It just became a sprint for Johnson. So we've got 4 runs in here for the Eagles in the bottom of the first inning. 2 outs. We've got Drew Vanderford on first base here, and Big Devin Kreider coming up here who's due. He's due. He's ready. He's due to just lace one. Got Whitko's coach coming out here to the mound just to kind of regroup and settle the troops for a second here, I think. Let them calm down, work that air out, and just take a breath here.
And the future of the Eagles program, seeing some of those juniors right here back to back with Vanderford, Kreider, and Platt, who is on deck. Those guys need to get some confidence, need to get some swings in. Coach Bell knows those boys are going to need to be some leaders next year for this team on both sides of the ball. And you mentioned it, Kreider he needs some confidence. He needs to get a hold of one here. He's got some good power.
Yep.
Kind of a free swinger, in my opinion, from my experience with him. Maybe doesn't have the world's best plate discipline, but he definitely wants to swing the bat and get a hold of one.
Yep. And, he does such a great job defensively at first base. Slater Craig just let one get away from him here, and they got away from the catcher, had moved Drew Vanderford to second base here. So Devin's got a duck on the ground here in scoring position to bring on in. Count sitting at 2-0 on Devin, so he's got to be thinking fastball right here. Takes a ball high. 3-0. Giving him the green light on 3-0, or are you making him take?
And I think, Coach Bell's always taught for the past 5 years is find of the 9 zones, pick a zone. If it's there, you swing. If it's anywhere else, you're not swinging.
Nope, we got a 4-pitch walk right there. So
that's
that's a good philosophy on that. If it's in your sweet spot, wherever that is, hit it. But if you can't drive it somewhere, then let it go at 3-0, even if it's a strike. If it's not one that you can absolutely rope, let it go. Now stepping in is our catcher here tonight, Eli Platt, Jr. Eli got a chance again. He's another one like Drew that doesn't get a. They can throw a few innings. They got pitching in their blood, but don't see a lot of varsity time. So Eli got to come down to the JV team this week and pitch a few innings, which was kind of nice. It got him a chance to keep his arm fresh and going, and it also gave the JV team a little bit of relief because they have 5 games this week.
Yeah.
So they were stretched on arms for sure.
I was talking to Coach Daly about that today. He mentioned, I think it was last night that Platt came down and pitched, or was it 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
Again, that really speaks to the culture of this team, the mindset of these players. That Eli's a junior now. He didn't get to play his freshman year because of COVID and that season canceled, so he's missed out on that year. But the fact that most juniors aren't going to grounds one
to the shortstop, pitches it to the second baseman for the 3rd out.
He's not going to. Most juniors, they get time on varsity consistently. He's been consistent on varsity with Ben Q. Michael's injury. They're not going to want to go down and play on JV, but he doesn't have that mindset. His mindset is, I want to play. I want to do what's best for the team, what's best for the program. And again, what's best for the program is you got to get some innings in, because next year you're probably going to have to pitch some. May not be a consistent starter, in the top 3 rotation, but on a week where it's busy, you might need to eat up some innings. And that speaks a lot to where these players are and the culture and mindset with this program.
Well, and even having some forethought to next year.
Yes.
You throw your pitchers right now are senior strong.
Yep.
They
are.
And so you got to get these juniors some time on the bump. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for a really bad scenario come next season.
Right. And this isn't foreshadowing anybody that is going to pitch next year. This is just the
No.
pitchers that are on the roster that will still be here next year, potentially. Just running through this varsity list, in order of numbers of this active roster sheet. Grayson Bradbury's a freshman. Ostalier's gone. He pitches. Dalen pitches. He's going to be gone. Landon Iden can pitch. He'll be a junior, so there's 2. Eli Platt can pitch. There's 3.
Schmidt.
Lucas Schmidt. He's a freshman. Will be another pitcher. There's 4. Kreider's the 5th one. And we'll see if Schrader maybe gets some time on the mound next year with his arm. Who knows what can happen there?
Yep.
And Vanderford. So you're looking at 5 or 6 guys on this roster currently that get time consistently on the mound, and some of those juniors, anytime you can pitch, whether it's Kreider going down to JV, Platt going down to JV, you need to take advantage of it because that to work on your craft for the future of this program.
Absolutely.
As we go into the top of the second, Wildcats catcher number 23, Braden Kirkdorfer. Excuse me, correct.
33.
Number 33.
Yep.
Braden Kirkdorfer.
Brady Bell deals a first pitch strike. Ahead in the count here, 0-1. Top of the second inning. Eagles are off to a good start. They gave up 1 in the first and then followed that back and won the inning by putting up a 4 spot in their half.
Wildcats have these 6, 7, 8 spots that due up here in the top of the second. Eagles.
Brady misses low, 2-1.
Eagles, tonight's theme night, they are honoring current active and non-active veterans with the military. They're got some
little dribbler right back to Brady Bell at the mound. He flips it over to Devin Kreider for the out at first base. So 1 up, 1 down.
Hopefully our viewers can kind of see the unis for our Eagles. They have some stripes going down. They have some, what do you call those?
Camo sleeves.
Camo sleeves, and then, I don't know if you call
your
it the-
pinstripes.
Yeah, a little pinstripe going down there.
The button
Buttons.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, pinstripes that outline the button area.
And then they have a patch there on their right chest.
Isaiah Kripe fouls one off for the Wildcats here.
It was Tuesday night, East Noble, we saw some black T-shirt unis as well.
Those were sweet.
Those were very nice.
Those were really nice.
They also had some new hats. And I think these hats here are special for this uniform as well. What it looks like.
Brady misses high and outside on that one, so evens the count at 1-1 for Kripe. I heard him say it, and now I can't remember. They said Brock Daly's joining the service. What?
National Guard, I believe.
The National Guard.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yep.
Good for him. Kripe's swinging at the 1-1 pitch here, so now he's down to count 1-2. Brady Bell looks in for the sign from Eli Platt.
I always love it when I hear from students that are joining some type of military. Military is Bell sets them down on strikes. I believe Brock might be, at least from my memory, the past 5 years, kind of one of the more recent baseball players to enlist in a military branch that I can remember at least.
Yeah, I was trying to think about that. I'm sure that there are
Yeah.
others. I'm certain that there are others, but maybe none that had made that decision yet during season. Ryan Brown steps in, the right fielder for the Wildcats here. Senior took the first pitch for a ball. Bell delivers. Brown fouls it off into the third base dugout area. Yeah, the wind's blowing out towards left field tonight, so that could be good for some of these right-handed power hitters. Brady Schrader's got to be looking at that flag saying, somebody please hang me a high fastball.
Right, yes.
Brady Bell misses outside, counts at 2-1.
I believe the DeKalb game was home, so of his home runs, two of them have been here. I believe, I can't remember where his solo shot or his solo homer game was as Vanderford chases that and
That's
it falls.
a fair ball, yep. Yep. Ryan Brown just slices one down the right field line, and it just dropped in fair. Bandy was right there to pick it up on the bounce. So we've got Brown on first base with 2 outs here, and I am a little partial to this one, but my favorite Whitko Wildcat is up to bat. Logan Hoffman steps in.
Now, is there some relation between you and Logan Hoffman?
Not blood relation, but
Okay.
that as close to a son as I could
Okay.
get. That's not my own.
Awesome.
He's got a really special place in my heart. Since he was 8 years old, he played travel ball with
Okay.
us, and just God, he's just a great kid.
Ooh, the
Oh,
kick.
there we go.
Dalen did a great job of
Yep.
keeping that right there. That could
So-
be nasty.
That was so. Logan hit a ball down the third base line here, and it hit right at the edge of the grass line, along the third base side, and the ball was going to kick, and it was going to be a fair ball, and Dalen was able to just knock it down. He wasn't going to make the play at first, which is fine, but he kept that from turning into something ugly. So the Wildcats have a little something going here. They're trying to work a rally on 2. Got runners at first and second, 2 outs, and now they're back to the top of the lineup here. You got Max Platt, who led off the game with that solid base hit right up the middle here. Let's see if the Wildcats can't get something going here. Platt, little dribbler to the shortstop.
There we go.
Flips it over to second base to Daly.
Took the short route.
That's less chance for errors that way.
Yes, there is.
So Eagles get out of that little jam unscathed. So after 1.5 innings, Whitko Wildcats 1, your Columbia City Eagles 4.
Up here in the booth with us, we have Dave Leininger doing the announcing. We have Clayton Warner with the scoreboard, the DJ playing some jams here, Caitlin Bronsdorf, some Usher going on right now. Lori Bell's doing the book. We have McKenna Simmons and Avery holding down the scoreboard. And then
every job needs a supervisor, right?
That's
You
right.
got Dalton Bell back here.
Yes. Dalton Bell supervising Lori Bell, making sure that she's getting the scorebook right. Caleb Stummers working the cameras here. And then back in the office, behind the scenes, Mr. Glaza taking over as John Peters has the night off.
I wondered where John was.
Yep, he is enjoying his night off. Hopefully.
Maybe. Could be. Go ahead.
If you didn't join us on Tuesday night, hopefully you can tell that you should be able to hear more sounds from the game. John Peters and the crew have been able to place cameras on the field, so you should be able to hear just more on-game sounds, the crack of the bat, the pop of the catcher's glove, some of those sounds that you didn't hear earlier in the season.
Hey, I'll tell you what here, looking out of the press box, we got a nice crowd going on, Mr. Ambrose. I bet there's a couple hundred people here.
All right.
We've got some JV families here to support. You know, I get that it's the cross-county rival, so
Yes.
even though gas is $4.50 a gallon right now, you can make that trek from South Whitley.
Yes, you can.
But the stands are kind of full here. You gotta
been
work to
pretty
find a
full.
seat.
It's been pretty full this year. I mean, the home games that I've been here, I wasn't here at DeKalb, nor the Northfield doubleheader. I did check in online, or not Northfield. Yeah, Northfield. I did check in online a little bit, but every game that I've ever been to so far this year, there's been a good number of fans in the stands, students, parents, spectators. I did miss the name. Laura Silva is in the director's chair. She's a senior.
Hey, Brock Daly,
And there's that
down
bunt.
with the bunt here. Come on, hustle
Post
it
play.
out.
And he's going to be
gonna
called
be out,
out.
yep.
That's a bang bang. Good call.
The Eagles did bat through their lineup in the first inning, so we were able to lead off 2 innings in a row with Brock Daly, and Coach Bell had that all planned out, right? He wasn't going to lead off with that bunt in the first inning.
That's
Saved
right.
it for the second inning.
That's right. He waited for Dalton Bell to show up
Right.
to put in that bunt.
All right, Julian Osselier stepping in. He had a single in the first inning here. Let's see if he can't match that again in the second inning. Takes a first pitch low for ball 1. the Wildcat pitcher here, Craig Slater, he's had pretty good control. There were a little bit of, I feel like one wild pitch there in the first inning, but I feel like he's really settled in since then. Julian takes a second pitch here outside for a ball, 2-0.
He's about 50-50 according to Game Changer here with his balls and strikes.
Yeah. And okay, all right.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, he hasn't. I mean, there were a couple games this year where the catcher just let the ball. It might have been Wawah C where it just.
It did. It was a
just
Wawah C game.
everywhere.
They were going to the backstop nonstop. The Oscillator takes pitch for a strike here, so count sits at 3-1. And you can darn well bet that Julian is going to sit back here and wait on this fastball. The Slater's got a good curveball that he throws in there, but he's missed with it twice here with Oscillator, and he just walked him on that same curveball. Here we go. We were in this situation in the first inning. 1 out, Oscillator on first base. Sam Glad came up and jacked a triple here.
Start to see the center fielder kind of shade to his left here.
He's taken about 10 steps to the right field side compared to what he did in Sam's first at bat. Sam, he had big hopes there that ball was going a long ways, but he swung and missed at that one. He's down 0-1 in the count here.
Speaking of deep balls, I don't know if you saw this. So I was scrolling through social media the other day, and speaking of home runs and whatnot, I saw the New York Mets hitting coach, it just like a quote popped up on from ESPN or something. But as Sam shoots one,
my God,
skies
that
it
is
up.
sky high, but
This
it's
is-
going to come foul here. It's going to be.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh, man, that is.
Sam got new life. The catcher. It's the second one that's just banged right out of the catcher's mitt. Hitting it down at the palm and not getting it up there in the web.
I'm going to come back to a quick story of a situation like that. But you were talking about home run balls. The Mets hitting coach, something on the lines of, all season long you're seeing, pitcher throwing, upper 90s and 100-mile-an-hours, and a lot of on these primetime games, pitchers aren't hitting that speed, and then guys are hitting tons of home runs. They're kind of wondering if they're MLB's juicing the balls to try to get more home runs, which is an interesting theory. I wouldn't that to be a thing by any means.
Is it better to juice the baseball than the player? No, we went
Right.
through the whole steroid
Yeah, we
era,
did.
and so if that's not going to be a
Right.
thing, then how do
Yeah.
you get the ball some more pop?
Right.
Slater checked on Oscillator over there at first base, gets him to drop back in.
But back to the catcher situation with Assault. We've seen two shots go straight up the chute and botched in and out of the middle. Like you said, there was a highlight of was out a long time ago with Sean Figgins, Yankees and Angels, and Figgins just popped it straight up, and then kind of steps out of the box, kind of runs into Posada, and kind of scuffle, and Posada's glove falls off, and then he makes a barehanded catch behind the plate.
Yeah.
And I saw it like that. Something that you don't ever really see, but what a plan against. Seeing those two up the shoot plays just reminded me of that and how difficult it is.
Yeah. There's I know you're too young. You'll know who he is, but Johnny Bench.
Yep.
Great catcher for the Big Red Machine back in the 70s, and he was upset with his pitcher because he didn't think that he was throwing hard enough or what he was calling or whatever the case may be, and so Bench made a point that during one of the at bats, he caught the ball from the pitcher with his bare hand. It's just like, look, man, that's all you're gonna do.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? We put your ego right on in check here. Sam Glad is another walk. So Eagles have runners at first and second now, 1 out. I was trying to find. I read a stat, or I heard a stat the other day about Giancarlo Stanton and exit velocities.
Sure.
And I'm going to botch a little bit, but I'm not off by much. I think that in Major League Baseball this year, that I think what it said was that there have been 23 hits. Ball, there was a wild pitch by the Wildcat pitcher Slater Craig, and the runners all advance one base. So now we're sitting at second and third. Brady Schrader's up to bat here, and he's thinking, man, I'm going to launch one out here onto State Road 9. But with exit velocity, I think all of Major League Baseball have had 23 hits that have had an exit velocity of over 115 miles an hour.
Wow.
So 23 hits. Oh, Brady Schrader.
Nice shot.
Laces one down the left field line. Logan Hoffman chases it down at the fence. 2 runs are in, and Brady's going to hold up at second base. So again, Major League Baseball, there have been 23 hits with an exit velocity over 115 miles an hour. Giancarlo Stanton's had 11 of those 23, all to himself.
Yeah.
So the other 12,
That's crazy.
I'm pretty certain, like it was just south of half were all to him. And that speaks to the athlete that he is, and it's not taking away anything from anyone else. I mean, my God, they're Major League Baseball players. They're all athletic. That's fine. But just almost what a freak of nature he is at hitting the ball.
Yeah.
Like just finding the middle over and over and over and over. Landon United up to bat here for the Eagles. Takes his second pitch, low and inside. Heading the count 2-0 here. Got on base who drove in 2 runs.
Interesting to know Dyden fouls one over the Whitko dugout. But I'll have to look. The RBI record season. I'm not saying that Schrader's going to break it. I don't even know off the top of my head where he's at. I just know that, again, we mentioned he leads the team in RBIs, and he just snapped.
What did he do in the first inning? He had a sac fly, so he's got three RBIs so far tonight.
I don't know if Game Changer is going to – the stats I'm looking at are going to automatically update, but he's at 21 RBIs right now, and I want to say that it may update. So he's at 21 RBIs.
Ooh, wow. Iden was sitting at a 3-1 count and let the pitch go. It seemed like a little outside, but the umpire ruled for the Wildcats here. So Iden's got a full count, 1 out. Brady Schrader on second base. Iden digs in, fouls the pitch off, straight back. I thought we were going to have between Dalen Johnson and one of the Wildcat players, but Wildcat said, too hot. You go get it. And there he works in a walk here. So now we've got runners at first and second. Here comes Dalen Johnson up to the plate again.
Now batting for the Eagles, number 5, Dalen Johnson.
Dalen delivers that foul ball that he retrieved to the umpire. Looking down to Coach Bell. See what kind of signs, what play he wants to run here. The Eagles are in white pants and white shirts that are trimmed out in camouflage today. I'm not a super fan of the gold socks, Mr. Ambrose. We've talked about this before. They
Just not.
They
not
don't do it for me.
Yeah.
They don't do it for me. I think if they'd have been camo today, that could have been sweet.
There you go. Coach Bell will, if he's listening to this on the tonight or tomorrow over the weekend, there you go, Coach
Next
Bell.
year.
Next year, get some camo socks.
Yep. Dalen takes the.
Yep.
Oh, yep. He just. Dalen took one off the sleeve, we'll say.
Yeah.
That barely brushed him.
I don't think he really wanted to go down to first and swing the bat.
He sure did, which is what you got to love about that kid. You know what? Yeah. You know, we talked about a little bit about athleticism with Julian Oxalier and with Dalen, and you know what Dalen lacks in athleticism. My God, he makes up tenfold in grit. You know, and that's what keeps him in the lineup. Can't afford to take a kid like that and not have him in the lineup.
No.
Drew Vanderford steps in here with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the second inning, and he line drive right. Dang it. Yep. He lined one right to the second baseman for 1 out, and then who was on second? Was that Iden?
Vandy.
No, who was on second? Vandy was the one that just
he
hit
just
that.
hit. Yeah, it was
I think
Iden.
it was
You were
Iden
right.
was
It
on
Iden.
second
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
took off a little bit, and ended up the second baseman was able to toss it over to the shortstop to get that third out. So the Wildcats fended off potentially harmful inning there. Gave up 2 on Brady Schrader's 2-run double, but got out of a bases loaded 1-out jam. And they have a little, Wildcats are having a little powwow out there in front of the dugout. Coach giving them some encouragement. All right, now let's get that momentum rolling here.
All right. Some other alumni join us here in the booth. We got Bryce Martin and his newborn coming up here. Good to see you, Bryce.
Future Eagle.
Maybe a future Eagle down there. We'll see. That newborn has way more hair than I do.
Got more. Oh no, he's still. Dad still got more hair, but not for long. You'll be bald before long, right? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. The Brett, I was trying to look out here in the crowd and see if there were some other CC baseball alumni.
I think
out
I
here.
saw Zach Martin's down there here to our left
Z
there.
Martin, is he?
Yeah.
There's a good kid right there.
Tucker Pierce sitting there with him as well.
Oh yeah, right there. I didn't see him. I got you. That's all I see right now. Godine's probably out working in the hot weather, so
Probably,
he's one that usually shows up. We get
Yeah.
Platt right down there,
Okay, yeah, we do.
sitting with his dad.
Yep.
Leading off for the Wildcats, number 13, Riley Harmon.
Leading off for the Wildcats in the top of the third innings, their second batter, their DH, Riley Harmon, freshman. Riley digs in here. Brady Bell getting the sign from Eli Platt.
Johnson plays in on the grass.
Oh, look at that lazy curveball dropping right in for a strike. Harmon said no thanks on that one, which is probably right. You know, that first pitch, it better be something to drive if you're swinging at it. Brady follows that up with a fastball that just misses low, so the count's at 1-1.
Remember a few years ago, there's every sport there's kind of fads that go through different statistic analytics, and I don't know if it's still a fad per se. As a high chopper goes to Dalen, kind of leaps.
Dalen
across the
pumps
diamond.
twice and says, I got you.
There's that nice glove from Kreider that you mentioned earlier in the
Yep.
broadcast. But you talk about first pitch swinging, and the Cubs and Astros, I think in 2016 and 2017, had a lot of success first pitch swinging. If it wasn't the Cubs, it was definitely the Astros. We were at a baseball state
Yep.
convention or national convention, and that was a big fad of first pitch swinging. I'm sure there were some more.
Is that because the
analytics.
Astros knew what pitch was coming?
Well, that very well could have been.
Just saying.
We'll never know, right?
Yep.
First pitch swinging.
Dalen's going to stay in the hot corner there.
Yes, he is.
2 for 2 here. We've gone back-to-back Wildcats down on the 5-3 in the scorebook.
Now batting number 7, Easton Grable.
This brings up Easton Grable for the Wildcats. He's their cleanup hitter. Does his time on defense out at second base tonight.
That's just something that we'll unfortunately probably never know. I mean, I would love it if at some point, 10, 15, 20 years from now, another first pitch curveball looks like.
That misses high on that.
Somebody in the organization during that time writes a book and not throws people underneath the bus, but just tells exactly what happened. I mean, they're not going to take away the rules. I mean, no one's going to take that.
Nope.
You can't take it away. But just to really know, I mean, all right, how long were they doing? I mean, obviously there's the video of you're in the trash can, and there's the video of the whistling in the World Series against the Dodgers, and then the video of Altuve pulling on his jersey as he rounds third from his walk-off against Aroldis Chapman. You'll never know, but at the same time, they also, somebody from that team said that everybody was doing it, or other teams were doing it as an off-speed. It's a swing and a miss.
Easton Grable's down on the count 1-2 here.
But again, we'll probably never know. But it's just always interesting if other teams were doing that as well, or if they were just the first team to try it and then get caught. Obviously, with the Alex Cora and the Red Sox were kind of caught doing similar, I believe. But
I'll tell you, here's my 2 cents on it. When a team gets caught, they're not the first team doing it. They were the first ones that got
there
caught.
You go. Right.
That's what's going on.
There's a great scene from a Netflix show that.
Oh, it's an Ozark.
Okay, you know
I know
exactly
exactly
where I'm going.
where you're going with this.
High chopper to Daly at short. He plays the big hop.
Flips it over to Kreider.
There's a
Easy
1, 2,
peasy.
3. But right, if someone's stealing from you,
and you catch them,
right, that's not the first time they're stealing. That's the first time they got caught.
That's the first time they got caught. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's true.
Yep.
Like it or not, I mean, I'm sure there's chances out there where it's like, oh yeah, we did it and got caught on the first try. But come on.
Yeah.
Yep. The Wildcats had somebody warming up in the bullpen, so I don't know. Oh no, Slater Craig's on his way back out here, I think. Yep, he's coming back out. But the Wildcats do have arm loose just in case.
Like we got Preston Henshin down here too.
Hey now.
Yep, that has to be Preston. He's got the little, not the mohawk cut, but whatever the hairstyle is, where they kind of buzz the sides and then it's longer on the top.
Where you see him?
Right down here here with the sunglasses, right behind Zach Martin.
Oh yeah.
I think that's Preston.
Oh no, that is not a mohawk.
No, it's not a mohawk, but
it's like one razor wide.
Okay.
Strip.
There you go. I don't have him here, so I don't know much about the different hairstyles.
No, he's got a mop up there. That is short around the ears and long everywhere else. How's that?
There you go.
Yeah. I gotcha. I wonder how his season must be over.
Yeah, we're trying. Yeah.
I just saw on Twitter or on one of the social networks that the Columbia City wrestling team just had 2 guys sign to play collegiately. Clifford signed at Indiana Tech, and Aiden Sanderson signed with
Silva.
And I think Blaine made a comment that they made Eagle wrestlers 4 and 5 that are currently wrestling in college right now.
Wow.
So I mean they've had
good success.
They've had a lot of guys wrestle in college, but we've got 5. We'll have 5 current guys next year. You know what's where we at baseball wise? Oh
yeah. Sorry, I was just saying.
Yeah,
think of some other wrestling names. Yeah, baseball wise. Preston, Tanner. I don't know if Zach still plays or not.
Platt?
Yeah, with Grace.
With Grace?
Yeah, I'll have to check the roster. Trying to think here.
Devin Kreider steps in to lead off for the Eagles here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Swinging on that first pitch, man, he was thinking left field all the way on that one. Pulled his head a little bit and missed.
I want to say those are the only that are playing somewhere collegiate
right now.
Yes.
Yep.
I think Preston was the only one from last year's senior group that I can. And then I think, and then this year.
And Platt.
Yeah. Well, Platt was 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. He didn't get to play
Time gets away from me.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ryder's jammed.
Got jammed. Had a little dribbler to the second baseman who made easy work of it. Went 4-3 in the scorebook here. Eli Platt is going to dig in here. He's going to give fist bump to Devin Kreider on his way by. At the DeKalb game, that was the last game that I was here for. Dang it, Platt pops up the bunt, pitcher takes it. So 2 up, 2 down here for the Eagles. But coolest thing that I saw at that DeKalb game, Oscilier was at shortstop and Kreider was at first base. Eagles had 2 outs, and there was a ground ball hit by the DeKalb batter to Oscilier at short, and he threw a miserable throw to first base, and Devin Kreider dug it out, got the 3rd out, and so all the guys are coming out to high five. They're coming back into bat. And Julian Oscillier just turns around and completely bear hugs Devin Kreider. He's just look, man, thanks for saving my butt on this one.
And those are the little things that would not happen 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, and it matters.
It does. It really does. It's that brotherhood. It's that trust. As Daly shoots one shallow right field.
Second baseman comes over there for the Wildcats.
Slater
Grable
makes quick work. That's the first 1, 2, 3 that he's had this
and I
afternoon.
think he only threw 5 pitches.
Probably. Yeah.
Kreider swung and missed at the first one, and hit and dribbled out on the second one.
Yeah.
And then Platt popped up on his first pitch. He only threw 4 pitches that inning.
Yeah, that's pretty efficient.
Absolutely. Platt's coming out to get back to work behind the plate in his all-white catcher's gear.
Platt's definitely one of those players that looks the part. Definitely has that swagger that looks the part. Again, Dalen Johnson is not one of those players, but Eli Platt is definitely one of those players that he looks like a baseball player.
Yep.
Trying to see he's got the arm sleeve. I think we got a number of arm sleeves. Platt, Kreider, Vanderford, Iden. I think they all have arm sleeves. I believe that's it. I can't tell if Oscillier has an arm sleeve on or not.
I was trying to think. It must have been Vanderford when he came down and pitched for JV. He was ready to go. Like it's the first inning. We're getting ready, and they stopped. He had his arm sleeve on and it was white, and so he had to take it off. Can't have anything blending in with the color of the baseball if you're the pitcher. We had another guy. Gosh dang, it was this week. One of the pitchers on the other team had a white batting glove on that he wore under his mitt, and they made him take it off. There was just a little bit of it that hung out, but the umpire was not having it. Leading off for the for the Wildcats here in the top of the 4th inning is Cody Atkins.
5, 6, 7 for the Wildcats. They got to get something going here. Bells has thrown up 2 straight goose egg innings.
Atkins here, big lanky junior. Digs in, and Brady's leading off with that first pitch curveball again. They touched the outside corner of the plate on that one. Platt caught it in the left-handed batter's box, but it broke late, so it was a strike. Followed that up by Heat. Missed high and outside on that one, so it evens the count at 1-1.
Eagles face Fort Wayne Northside on Monday. So a question for you. That you face Northside in the first round of sectionals, you throw one of your non-aces that game that maybe you're not planning on throwing at all in the first game of sectionals, or do you just go for the W and you don't care whether it's Bartol, Miller, or Oscillier?
I'll answer your question here in just a minute. I'm going to keep the crowd up to date here. Atkins took 3 looking, and number 33, Kirkdorfer's coming up to bat here. Braden, another freshman in the varsity up here for the Wildcats. Digs in and takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So my opinion on this is, and right, wrong, or indifferent, there's a lot to be said about the comfort of sticking with a routine. And whoever's turn it is in the rotation that day, that's who I think you pitch. There's no need. Kirkdorfer bounces out to Oscillier at shortstop for the 6-3. It's 2 outs here for the Wildcats in the top of the 4th inning. But again, you don't need to get out of the routine. If you're doing well, if that routine's working well and you're grooving and you're winning some games you shouldn't be winning, and then you don't upset the apple cart. Now if you're struggling, sometimes you do have to shake it up to kind of get out of the rut. Bell comes with another first pitch curveball. This one misses just outside. As Wright takes that pitch, so he's up in the count 1-0 here.
Speaking of what's going on in about a week and a half, we're hoping to get some be able to broadcast at Huntington University for any sectional games that hopefully we're able to go through the whole sectional and get that championship. But however many games we play, we're hoping to have that broadcast. I believe they were to broadcast the boys or girls sectional basketball game earlier this year, which is pretty.
Did you tell me that Huntington got turf?
Huntington University, I don't believe.
Oh, I don't know. I thought I heard that, but maybe not. Oh, Brady finds the outside corner there on a fastball, evens the count to 2-2 here on Isaiah Kripe.
Hopefully in the next couple of years we can professional baseball games or some softball games with these brand new fields.
Would be kind of nice.
I don't know where the softball.
I don't know the answer to that either. Softball they're having a season here. They did get their first loss of the season this week into Leo. They took a nail biter 1-1 into the 7th, and then gave up 3 in Leo's half of the 7th. Kripe draws a walk, which was it ended up being a little pass ball here by Eli Platt, but Platt was able to get back to the ball in time, so Kripe staying at first base here.
Almost thinking that softball hosted sectionals last year. Now that I think about it, am I incorrect on that?
They might have.
For some reason, I want to say
Lori Bell, the official keeper of all
did.
things like that.
They did host.
Yep.
So hopefully we get to host. Not that Huntington University it's a very nice field. It'd be great to host a sectional game out here at some point.
Ryan Brown steps in for the Wildcats. Brady Bell tosses over to Devin Kreider at first base just to make sure that Isaiah Kreider doesn't get any crazy ideas about going to second here.
Shoots one to
Brown pops one up
Kreider.
To Kreider at first base to end the inning.
That was a quick one.
After 3.5, Whitko Wildcats 1, your Columbia City Eagles 6. Where are we at in the lineup here, Mr. Ambrose? Who's coming up to bat for the Eagles?
I believe that was the double. We ended with the double play. Didn't Vandy line out to second?
Oh, that's right. So we got Kreider coming up.
We got
so we
8-9-1.
Kreider Platt in the top of the order.
We got some players on the bench who might get some action potentially. We got Trevor Lickey, Aiden Miller, Chris Butler, Chris Bartol, and Ethan Patrick.
Aiden Miller pitched to Jim last night.
Yes, he did. Definitely can't remember the previous game that he pitched. But for some reason, I want to think that was a kind of a bounce back game for him.
Yeah, I can't think of who. He didn't pitch the East Noble game.
No. Through here. He didn't pitch East Noble. I don't think he would have pitched. He didn't pitch to Cal.
I am going to take a moment to make fun of Coach Daly. Not really him exactly, but I get my fair share of the rubbing when it comes to being a Chicago Cubs fan, and boy, they're playing like a low A ball club right now.
Well,
but the fact that they're not going to be the worst team in the NL Central this year. And Coach Daly, he's a diehard Reds fan.
Yes, he is.
And unfortunately, man, they don't have a lot to hang their hat on.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say they are playing 500 ball in their last 10 games, though.
Really?
5-5.
Well, they had They had a losing streak of.
They were 3-14 or 3-19.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was terrible.
Bad.
With my buddies, this group chat that we've had for years and years and years. One of our buddies is a.
Oh, we missed this. That's definitely not Devin Kreider.
Ooh. Oscillier. No? Yeah, that is Oscillier.
What's that?
Well, we were thinking of 2 innings ago. Bell, help us out here. What did we do there in the bottom of the third? Okay. Yeah, that was the 4-pitch. That was the 4.
That 4-pitch inning.
There we go. Yes.
There we go. You're right. You're right. So Oscillator took the first pitch strike. 1-1 here. Takes side for 2-1. But yeah, I mean, the Cubs are going to be thankful for all the games they can play against the Cincinnati Reds. You know, Oscillator takes a big cut, swings him down at 2-2.
Yeah, it was earlier in April where the Reds lost straight. So it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, Oscillator ropes one down the left field line.
Yeah.
That's going to get past him.
That one took a big jump. Hoffman was right there to get it, and
Yeah.
that took a bounce right on over his head.
It's the cutoff man, so Oscillator's going to have a stand-up
That was
double.
going to be a double anyways.
Yeah.
He might have had to slide, but Hoffman did what he could there to get at that one. But yeah, the bottom dwellers, you know, the MLB's the haves and the have-nots right now, man. If you're Detroit or Boston or Cincinnati or Chicago, Nationals, it's just like, oh my God.
Well,
It's only May. We're all done.
Well, I said that, you know, the Nationals, when they won in 2020, or excuse me, 2019, I can't remember what their record was, but their record was atrocious at the end of May, I believe.
Yeah.
And then their record after, there we go.
Sam Glad
That's
hits
gonna go
one to
over
left
him.
field. Nope.
Ooh, he made the jumping catch there. I thought that's for sure going to
I
go
thought he was
over
going to
him.
get burned on that one too, but Hoffman sticks that glove up there and little hop and caught it for that first out. So
Glad did a nice job of, you know, going with the wind, going with the outside pitch, and
who's the little bat boy? You know who that is?
I do not.
I don't know who it is either, but he just came out to get the bat from Glad, and Glad grabbed it from him and tapped him in the butt as they were walking back into jogging back into the dugout, and he kind of found and
Or who's the bat boy down there? Okay.
Zane Hall. Thane.
Okay.
Thane. Gotcha. Yeah, one of the assistant coaches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Coach Huffman.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Ooh,
Schrader
miss.
swinging and safe at third is Oscillator. The hit and run was on there, folks.
Yeah.
And one of the things about the run is even if you swing and miss, you're still doing your job on protecting or the best you can to protect the base runner. And Oscillator slides in safe to third. Schrader fouls off third pitch here, so he's sitting at a 1-2 count. Eagles have one out and threatening to score here in the bottom half of the fourth.
Ooh, there's
Yep,
another
there it
RBI.
is.
That's going to go in the gap.
That's gonna be a gapper. He's
There
gonna
he
be-
is.
Come on, you better get
Ooh,
on that
that's gonna be
horse there,
close.
Brady.
That's going to be
Come
close. Ooh, first up kind of bobbled that one a little
Yeah.
bit.
on. Brady hit a ball to the fence and had to hurry to get to second base there. But it was a fantastic hit. That was which was part of the problem. He hit it a little
He
hard.
did.
That exit velocity was a little too much.
Yeah.
But he was able to slide in safe at second base and brought in his fourth RBI of the day.
Sounds about right.
Fourth
Yep.
RBI.
Yep.
So we've got one out, and Brady Schrader standing on second base, and Landon Iden digs in the right-handed batter's box here. Takes the first pitch high from Slater Craig. The wind's kind of shifted just a little bit. It's starting to blow in. Still a little favor to the left fielders or the left field side, but it is kind of starting to change direction and blow in.
JV Eagles. They
How
are
they doing?
at Northrop. They're up 5-3 in the bottom of the fourth. It looks like bases are loaded.
Yeah. Who's I think we've got Henry Neller.
Henry Neller's
Yep.
on the mound.
Schmidt pitched to Jim at East Noble the other night. Yeah. He had a great game. Iden squares to show bunt just on the 3-0 count there.
Like right now, Ethan McIntosh is on the mound, so must have came in for relief for Henry Neller.
In the interesting.
I can't. Coach Daly doesn't give me
pencil down.
that access.
Yep. Landon Knight and Skies one to center field, and Max Platt was there to make that catch and keeps Brady at second base. Dalen Johnson coming up. Strong arm third baseman here for the Eagles steps in. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Eagles have 1 run across the plate here. Gives them a 7-1 lead across county rival Whitko Wildcats.
Pass ball.
All that pass ball, you're going to give a wild pitch.
That's probably more of a wild pitch.
Yeah, I get, could the catcher have gotten to that ball? Yes, but when you're expecting a fastball to be across the plate and you put one in the middle of the left-hander batting box, that's here's where you're supposed to put it, and then when it completely misses that, that's tough on the catcher.
Another RBI here for Johnson.
There we go. Dalen Johnson ropes one out to Hoffman in left field, who makes a good snag and holds Johnson to a single on that one. Schrader comes in to score for the Eagles, puts the Eagles up 8-1 here in the bottom of the 4th.
They have a chance here to put this one away early if they can tag some more runs, and this one here in the bottom of the 5th next inning.
Out for the Wildcats is head coach Cody York here, and I think we're going to make a pitching change coming in. It's number 21. That's here. What's his first name here? Caleb. Pretty sure. Let's take a little look-see here. Yeah, 21 right there. Caitlin Brunsdorf's down there feeling pretty good about the music she's playing right now as they pull their Wildcats pull their starting pitcher here.
Showing no mercy.
None. Oh. Yep. Caleb Beer in the pitch for the Wildcats here.
Lady Eagles are a long ways away from home. I believe they're over in Elkhart this afternoon.
Elkhart Memorial?
You know, it always baffles me.
Oh, I bet they're playing, is it Mishawaka Marion?
It always baffles me. I ask softball players at school, I'm like, oh, you got a game tonight? Yeah. I'm like, oh, who's it against? I don't know.
Right, they're just going to get on the bus.
They just get on.
Yep.
Like,
take me wherever we need to kick butt and we'll do it, huh? Let me see if I can.
I'm always amazed that every year they just have multiple young, talented girls. Like Hannah Maggard, freshman, has had multiple home runs for them this year. There's a couple other freshmen that have gotten some varsity action for them as well.
You know, and that just, and we have talked about this, but it says a lot about continuity with your coaching staff and what those expectations are. And Coach Wiegold's been there for a lot of years, and before him, he was Steve Cox's assistant coach, and before Steve, it was Lynn Workman, and Steve was his assistant coach. So in the last, well, Lynn Workman was my high school softball coach from junior.
Yours?
So in '93, that was Lynn's first year. So since 1993, and this is going to be 2020. That's 30 years. Wow. Yeah. They've had 3 head coaches.
Yeah.
You know, and who were assistant coaches leading into that. So I mean, that's just establishing.
I'm sure the Little League, the travel programs they have, again, are all probably from former players or, you know, former coaches that, again, are teaching the same practices that are being taught at the high school level and that continuity, like you said, which, you know, I think hopefully Columbia City baseball is kind of getting there. You know, we talked about this, I think, on the Wawasee broadcast with, you know, Coach Daly, and hopefully, hopefully he gets a chance at some point to eventually, you know, be the head coach here at Columbia City. But in that continuity between him and Coach Bell, and hopefully at some point get former players to be a part of travel programs and or whether if it's not former players, it's people that Coach Daly trusts or Coach Bell trusts.
Yep.
And
to help build that program.
Yes.
Johnson steals second base there. Vanderford batting for the Eagles here. He's got a 1-1 count. Vandy's a tall, lanky lefty. Johnson gets a decent lead out at second base. Vanderford looks at strike one there. It's a 1-1 count now. Eagles have 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th. 1 run.
we were talking about Miller threw a gem last night. He gets the night off currently. I was incorrect about a bounce back game, as he did pitch against New Haven 2, I believe last Saturday. Is a off-speed pitch, is bounced foul. He did throw a shutout against New Haven last Saturday, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully he's getting hot here at the right time with back-to-back strong outings.
Yep, 2 weeks coming in before sectionals. I think the umpire's showing down at 0-2 here. 2 outs. Vanderford chopping at that one just to stay alive here, and he fouls it off the dugout, or I'm sorry, into the batting cages on the third base side. We have a brace there, right ankle.
He does have
he
something.
Sure does.
Yeah.
Drew strikes out, swing to end the inning. After 4 complete, Whitko Wildcats 1, Columbia City Eagles 7. Do you know who softball drew for sectionals?
I can check.
Check on the Google.
Yep, moving into the top of the 5th. Check here.
3 or 8. How about that? So 3 is Licky. So Trevor Licky's going in left field for Sam Glad. Licky, a senior. His sister's a softball player. She older or younger than him?
She's younger.
She's younger
she's
than him?
again. That's another young. She's a sophomore, and I believe she got good playing time last year.
Yeah, she's a stud.
She did get concussion,
Oh,
and so
that's
she
right.
did have to miss some time. But
Brady Bell back out on the bump for the Eagles here for the start the 5th inning. We bring up game changer here, and we'll see what his pitch count's sitting at. Brady's been cruising right along here. Oh yeah, he's only at 50 pitches. So sitting pretty good here coming into the 5th. Let's see how the JV team got out of that rough inning. Oh, they sure did not. They gave up. They're at 6 runs here. So the JV team, top of the 5th, they're at Fort Wayne Northrop, and they're down 5-6 right now. Logan Hoffman, again, my favorite Whitko Wildcat player, steps into bat here, leading off for the Cats here in the top of the 5th. Takes first pitch strike, a little bit outside, but the umpire was feeling it for Brady Bell there, I think. Logan's a diehard St. Louis Cardinal fan. He's right up your alley there.
That's right up my alley.
It is, Mr. Ambrose. I can't remember. My God, I've got a picture of it somewhere. But when he was playing ball for us, they probably had to be 9 or 10 years old. And I made him some bet. And if he won the bet, I had to wear a Cardinal shirt.
Okay.
And if I won the bet, he had to wear a Cubs shirt.
Okay.
And so there's a picture of him. He lost.
Okay.
So there's a picture of him in the dugout with one of my Cubs shirts on and just 2 thumbs down. It is the best picture. And he was just like, get this rag off of me now type of thing. But
that was probably during the stretch where the Cubs were
pretty
yes,
good. Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, it sure was. Logan's sitting at a 2-2 count here, top of the 5th inning. Hoping to get something started here for the Wildcats. Takes ball 3 high. Full count. Going to make Brady Bell work for this one.
The Lady Eagles, they play on Monday, May 25th against Fort Wayne Southside.
Yeah, that'll be. I'm sorry. Some
Yeah.
of those
Yeah.
games are just kind of rough. That's
Yeah.
not even. What do I want to say? That'll be tough to have good momentum
Yeah.
from.
Then assuming they win that game, they'll then move on to the next day and play Fort Wayne. And then they'll play the winner of probably Huntington North and Homestead.
That'll be a
if they were to
competitive
move
game
on.
there.
Yes.
Logan Hoffman drew the walk here, brings up top of the order for the Wildcats with Max Platt. Brady Bell giving Logan Hoffman a look over there at first base, toss to Devin Kreider. And Hoffman slid back in safe.
That,
Max pulls one foul from Brady Bell here, right down his head coach at third base and dugout. Good rip. Bell takes a look at Hoffman at first and throws on back. Hoffman slides in safe under the tag. Hoffman and Platt take a look at their head coach to see what play they'd like to run here. Platt digs in. Brady Bell deals. Platt with the line drive base hit into right center field. Hoffman standing safe at second base. Platt's at first. Brings up freshman DH.
13, Riley Harmon.
Riley Harmon. Riley had a sack bunt in the first inning. And let's see what he's going to do this time up to bat here. Again, Wildcats, nobody out. First two base runners are on. Squares up for another sack bunt right down the third baseline. Dalen Johnson charging, throws to first, gets the out. So Harmon did his job and moved the base runners up one spot. So we've got Hoffman standing on third base, Max Platt at second base, one out here as we bring up Ousley here, David Ousley for the Wildcats, their number 3 hitter. Takes a ball high from Brady Bell.
Wildcats have kind of their first time of the afternoon having a runner at third, or they had somebody
Well,
at third
they scored.
already? Oh, well,
In the
of
first,
course,
yep.
of course.
Yep. Ball low. So Ousley's ahead in the count, 2-0. David, a junior for the Wildcats. Oh, yeah. Well,
There it is.
Dalen looks
at
home, but says, let's get the sure out at
There you
first
go.
base. When you're up by 7, you can do that. You
Yeah.
just trade runs for out. So Hoffman comes in to score, and Platt moves to third base on the play. Easton Grable going to bat here. He's their the Wildcats cleanup hitter, another freshman. How many freshmen do they have in their starting lineup here? Platt's not a freshman. Platt's a sophomore. Harmon's a freshman. Ousley's not. Grable is. Adkins. Cody. No, Cody's not. Kirkdorfer is. Isaiah Kripe's a sophomore. Ryan Brown's a senior, and Logan's a sophomore. So, but they do have 3. That's a young lineup right there. It could be good things coming for the Wildcats here with such a young lineup.
I know they had to cancel their JV game with us. I don't know if that's because of schedule conflict or if their roster just doesn't allow to have enough.
But they do. All right, it says they do have
Yeah.
JV there, but that's not very many numbers. 1, 4, 5, 6,
And they
7,
usually
8,
do
9,
have a
10,
JV
11.
team.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe they got some injuries. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. Easton Grable looks at. Oh, he's swinging at a pitch from Brady Bell there. Fouls it off.
Head coach Cody York's being active, trying to barehand that one. Not going to see Coach Bell make much of those, but I don't blame him. He's not focused on that. He's focused on getting his players in a scoring position there on the base paths.
Good recovery, Mr. Ambrose.
Oh, Coach Bell knows I love him.
There we go. Evens the count up 2-2.
Coach Bell was, they had a couple at him on Tuesday night that I can't remember if he got any or not, but his teammates, his players were giving him some crap down there. I saw him kind of laughing with some foul balls there Tuesday night.
Bell delivers and low and outside to make it a full count here. 3-2, 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. The Wildcats have 1 run in, another runner on third base. And Easton Grable steps in here, see if he can win this battle with Brady Bell. And fouls off the next pitch. This is a good at bat for him. Got to be 3, 5, 6 pitches right here. He's getting ready to see pitch number 7. How many pitches does it take, Mr. Ambrose, before it's considered a quality AB? Even whether you work a strike or a walk out or a walk or whatever happens, because that was pitch number 8 right there.
Oh, I think, yeah, that's a great question.
Even though it was a fly out, I think that's still a quality at bat.
Absolutely.
By drawing that many pitches off of the opponent.
Van Ford did a great job at fighting the sun to hold that one in right field.
Yep. Sure did. He squeezed that right on in there. It's interesting to me he doesn't wear any eye black.
Yeah.
You know, to kind of help a little bit with deflecting some of that sun. Maybe that's not a cool thing anymore. I don't know.
So your question of quality at bats, Game Changer, their website says an at bat with 3 pitches after 2 strikes, 6+ pitches.
There we go.
Extra base hit, a hard hit ball, a walk, a sac bunt, or a sacrifice fly.
But it's not a quality at bat if it's a base hit. Look at that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
With 6 or more pitches. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
That's from, somebody on Game Changer, David Kennedy. That was 1 day ago.
Hey, there you go.
Good thing we weren't talking about it 2 days ago.
That's right. Beer comes back out on the mound for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wildcats need to hold the Eagles here if they're going to stay in contention. We're Devin Kreider's going to lead it off for the Eagles here, so we're looking at 8, 9, and then the top of the order.
4 runs will end this one early.
We'll be home in time to, I don't know, order supper and eat at a good time, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Still be light out.
Looks like we got good old Jim Pope down there on the dugout. Let me see, dugout side.
Oh, yes.
Jim Pope just
had a big day of service learning with the Freshman Academy.
Learning. Yep. Big day.
How'd that go, Mr. Ambrose?
Oh, it went really well.
Did it?
It's as you remember, it has to be pretty much one of the best days of the year. Kids get to see out of your element, and you see them out of their element. A lot of good relationship building.
Well, and just the kids don't realize, for some of them, that's the first time that they've ever done anything servanthood-wise, and for some people, it's a real bucket filler.
Yeah,
you know, and so it is a cool day for the kids. Ryder takes first pitch strike.
And we had multiple sites. We had my group was at the aquatic center pulling out all the lawn chairs and the tables.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it'll be open. It is coming right up, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right.
We had a group. We had groups at multiple churches, bowl and 4-H master garden centers, the 4-H fairgrounds.
Yeah.
YMCA. I mean, we had multiple sites. We had 190 kids.
Right.
So it's great. 190 kids were able to get out and put some servanthood into practice.
That's fantastic. The Kreider fouls one off here straight over the press box, down in the count 1 and 2. At work the other day, I brought up the idea. We were having a culture conversation, and so I brought up, showed them the pillars from the Freshman Academy. And then that night, I went home and I asked both.
He's probably got those, and then he of course has the 13 codes, of course, probably memorized
he's got
as well.
those tattooed on
Yeah.
the inside of his arm, so he doesn't miss any of them, right? Kreider evens the count at 2-2. Fouls back. He wanted that one right there,
did.
man. He was right on it. But I'll tell you what, it's Caleb Beer out there. He's bringing it right at him.
Got some good velo out there.
He's not backing down either. We'll make Devin Kreider work for this hit.
Oh,
Yep. On a curveball here. Induced a ground ball to the second baseman, flips it over to first base and gets Kreider in time. So 1 up, 1 down for the Eagles. That was a great pitch. That was, he pounded him with heat 3 pitches in a row and comes back with an off-speed curveball. And he did exactly what it was supposed to do. It was to induce a ground ball, and that's exactly what happened. So now we're looking, Eli Platt steps in here for the Eagles.
looking at the standings in the NE8 conference after our win last night against Leo. It's like some updated standings. We are 1-4 in conference.
Platt takes an inside pitch, 2-0 here. Looks down long and hard at Coach Bell for the signs.
For some reason I thought we had more wins in conference than
did
that
too.
one.
Wait a second. You beat New Haven
Okay, yeah. So
and Leo,
yeah,
so there's got to be at least 2 there. You lost to Huntington. You lost to East Noble. Lost to the Cow.
yeah, lost to Huntington North. And the Calbs first in the conference. I think with that loss from Leo, they clinched the conference.
How about it? Hey, here we go.
Yep. Switch hitting Chris Butler comes in.
Pinch hitting for Brock Daly. Probably not. He'll probably go in to play.
Yeah.
Won't just be a pinch hit scenario here.
You mentioned at the WJHS broadcast that Butler spent some time during his school day over there at USSI.
He's still there.
Good.
We're planning the big celebration to send him off.
Is he the only Columbia City kid there?
He's the only high school intern.
Okay.
We've got a few college interns. None of them that came through Columbia City.
Gotcha.
But we've got a few college interns right now, and then we'll get a dozen or so this summer.
Okay, good.
Big cut there for Chris. He was sitting at a 2-0 count, and so he had the green light there to just go after that one. Swung and missed, so he's sitting at 2-1 here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Inside corner.
Yeah, 2-2, 2 outs. I'll tell you what, I kind of like this Caleb Beer out there on the bump for the Wildcats.
Hitting spots. He's not missing a whole lot.
Yeah, that's right. Right, and again, he's not afraid to throw that curveball either.
No. Haven't been too many hard hit balls off of Caleb Beer since he's been in. I can remember.
Yeah. Butler does work the walk on that one, but he had to earn that. And now, where are we at here? We got Oscilier with his big oven mitt there in the back pocket, huh?
Yeah, that looks like it. Oscilier, yeah, he does have a sleeve on his right arm there.
Chris Butler at first base here, 2 outs for the Eagles, and Julian Oscilier steps in. And he's swinging at the first pitch and pops it up foul, out of play. Gets a little excitement from the crowd as the ball just bounced right behind some of the folks sitting in the lawn chairs. The JV Eagles were able to tie the game up against Fort Wayne Northrop 6-6 here, so they're heading into the top of the 6th inning. Oh, Oscilier says hello.
Base hit.
Yep.
Good job there, and Sam Glad has some RBIs potentially.
Uh-uh.
Nope, we got Trevor Licky.
Trevor Licky coming up to bat, baby.
Call him Sticky Licky.
Here we go. The Trevor, also a senior here.
Yeah.
4-year.
I believe he's doing something with engineering. I believe I remember.
He's a smart kid, man.
He
He better be.
He's got the John Cena walk-up music.
Yeah. Swinging at that first pitch, down 0-1 here in the count. We've got runners at first and second. The bottom of the fifth inning, the Eagles are up 8-2.
It's not pausing very long.
Beer misses low on that one, evens the count up at 1-1. Licky digs in here. Yep, nailed the outside corner on that one. You can just hit your spots.
Yeah, you can.
Yep. When I was coaching high school softball before BC, before children, right?
Yeah, there we go.
We had one of the best teams that we had for Lady Eagles softball. We had a pitcher that wasn't a stud.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't bringing heat that people couldn't touch. She didn't have a curveball, nothing like that. She had two pitches. She had a fastball and she had a changeup.
Yeah.
And if you said move that pitch over 2 inches, she could do it.
Yeah.
And so we rode that. I mean, it was great. They went deep in the tournament that year, and by far as pitching talent goes, Columbia City was not that team that year. But man, she just, again, if you can place it, that's 90% of it right there. Licky's working the count full here, Mr. Ambrose.
Yes, he is. Well, you mentioned it. I think fastball changeup is the best combination. Of all the different types of pitches you got out there, I think fastball changeup is the best combination that you can have.
Walked him.
So many great pitchers. You don't see it so much anymore, but the Greg Maddoxes of the world, the guys that didn't have the best velocity, but man, they can hit their spots, and you just don't see that because it is all you got to throw hard, and it's not about getting strikeouts. It's not about it's about strikeouts and getting home runs, and that's where the game's at the moment.
Big hit in Brady Schrader. Sugar Pants Schrader coming to the plate here. Takes the first pitch low and outside for ball one. Old Beer's got to be Caleb Beer's got to be careful on this one, though. He leaves one hang, and Brady's going to make him pay for it.
And that could be the end of it, too, if he puts it
that
in
would
the
be
wrong spot.
Yeah. Talking about Major League pitchers, there was not to be confused with the gambler, Kenny Rogers, but the Major League Baseball pitcher, Kenny Rogers.
Yes, for the Rangers for a long time.
Yep. He and then he was with the Tigers for a bit when they were making their World Series run. But he said that during the game, he doesn't throw his fastballs as fast as he can because they go too straight. That he'd take a little bit off of it, and then they'll get a little wiggle in it.
Yeah.
But he goes,
there's a shot.
That's a shot, baby.
That's going.
That's going. Hoffman's all the way back at the fence. Brady hit the scoreboard. Game over, folks.
That's it.
That's all she wrote right there. Brady Schrader with a walk-off grand slam.
And you called it.
That makes number 6.
That is right. How many RBIs did he just have tonight?
So there's 4 right there. I think he had 8 RBIs tonight.
What a night.
That's 14 RBIs this week in 2 games. That was 14 in 2 games. So I don't know if he had any other RBIs this week.
Yeah.
Hard for him not to be player of the game baby, or the week. Player of the week.
That's right. Shoot, he might be.
I don't know if we get to vote for things like that the way they do for basketball or not, but
he should be up there.
Brady Schrader's going to get my vote on this one.
We'll have to check the record books and the walls in the athletic wing of the RBIs for a season and a game.
Or for a game, for crying out loud.
Seriously.
That's a lot of RBIs, Mrs. Schrader. Right out here in front of the press box, Brady's mom and dad, they're kind of celebrating. His dad, man, he's getting out of control. Misty's going to have to get Ryan in place up there. We were trying to count how many RBIs Brady had this week. So 8 today, 6 against DeKalb, 1 against East Noble. So 8 and 6 and 1 looks a whole lot like 15 RBIs this week. I guess that's all right for a schmuck, huh? I wonder if we'll get Schrader up here for the post-game talk, huh?
Yep. We'll have to. We'll make sure we'll get that up there. Coach Bell comes up here in a short few minutes.
So what Brady thought was going to be a really bad turn of events for his season when he tore his arm muscle. maybe it's a bit of a blessing getting the
Right.
getting the season off. Not that surgery's ever a blessing,
Right.
but at the same time, let's work on that at bat. He's been able to do it and make him pay. Here we go. We get right out here in front of us, Misty Schrader and Carrie Hoffman talking. Former baseball moms together right here.
Yeah.
Baseball Moms Unite. We had a really good time.
Good.
Oh my God, those parents all together when we were playing travel ball, just an absolute riot, celebrating everybody's birthdays, and we'd do Mother's Day shirts for everybody and make the boys wear their mom's names on the
That's
back of their
fun.
shirt, and it was fun. They'd always get flowers for the moms before the game because when you're not in high school yet, now is travel ball season.
Right.
So they're playing Mother's Day weekend, and
That's what it's all about. You make it fun for the kids, make it fun for the families.
absolutely. When I walked in, Logan Hoffman's grandpa and her mom and his mom Carrie were walking in, and Logan's grandpa just came up and gave me a great big hug. I mean, it's things like that. Do I miss coaching? Not a lot, but that's one thing that I miss. So he told me he had to choose tonight between grandkids and where he was going to go watch, and he goes, Rochelle, I knew you were going to be there, so I had to choose this route tonight. So that kind of made my heart happy.
Yeah.
But
Eagles end the week on a hot note.
I'm sure they're all over there hoping that they don't have practice tomorrow
Yeah,
morning.
I'm sure
It's
they
been
are.
a long week.
Yeah, and they got a long week going next week again. 6 games and 6 games in 6 days.
Yep. They do have one day off.
Yeah, Thursday.
What's the weather look like next week? Are we going to be able to get them all in?
I hope so.
I know they're calling for rain tomorrow.
Are they?
Yep. My youngest son, Eli, for Christmas he got tickets to the Indy Grand Prix. I didn't even know there was a Grand Prix until we got him tickets.
Okay, and when is that race?
It's tomorrow.
Okay,
It's tomorrow. So he's
okay.
down there. They're going to go down
Nice.
tomorrow morning for the race.
Yeah.
And there's a whole day worth of events.
Yeah.
But it's at the Motor Speedway.
Okay.
But they set up a different track, so they have turns through the infield. I think the track that's set up, I think they'll have 13 different turns.
Yeah.
Turns.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it existed. I've lived in Indiana my whole life except for when I was in college.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, there's the 500 and the Brickyard.
Yep.
But no, like there's a Grand Prix
I
as
never
well.
knew that
I
either.
didn't. So it's probably because I live in a hole, but. Let's see here. Right now, little 50% chance of rain on Wednesday. That's our off day anyway, isn't it?
Thursday.
Thursday's off day.
I think Wednesdays
Wednesday's
Angola, Tuesday's Norwell.
Those are long trips. Are they both away?
No, they should be home.
I gotcha. Other than Wednesday, it looks like they ought to be able to get them all in. So could be good for senior day.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Hey,
I'm going
I'm
to let
go-
you interview him. I'm going to let you get some love here with Coach Bell.
Yep. Oh, easy there. Hold on. Let me now put that on, Mr. Bell. Well, you were banging the speaker on the countertop, and it about blew my eardrum.
Trying to be. I
Yeah.
can't hear myself. Am I supposed to be able to?
How about now?
All right.
There
Doesn't
we go. I
matter.
guess I'll turn
don't like
your
the
mic
way-
on. Hey, so talk to me about this week. Wait, you want to start on the game now, or do you want to start about this week?
Hey, you're the interview, and I can't do your
I
job
hear ya.
and mine both at the
Oh
same
my
time.
God! Don't you? I was doing your job up here. No, but let's talk about this week. It's been a week, man.
Yeah.
Some highs, some lows, and
Yeah.
everything in between. What do you have to say for me?
Well, and I think you're exactly right. We came into this week. This was a big week for us, and we really pegged it. We set our goals at the beginning of the season. Conference championship was one of them. Had DeKalb come in on Monday on the makeup game, and I really thought we had a really good shot of beating them. We've been telling the guys all year, we may be one of the most talented. We may be the most talented team in the conference when we all play together and we all kind of get it rolling. Now, we haven't done that a lot this year. It's just, and it's hard in baseball to get 9 doing it. So jumped up early on DeKalb, and then they just kept scrapping, and we didn't come back until, at the end and made it 9-6. But that was a heartbreaker. And then Tuesday, again,
Tuesday East Noble.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tuesday's East Noble. And again, Risedorf's to prospect, Indiana commit, throwing some gas. We touched him early for some stuff. And,
Yep.
But again, you got to be ready to play, and they did. And we made a few mistakes behind Bartol and just.
Well, and that's the thing with teams that have a stud pitcher.
Yeah.
If they can have 8 guys behind him that are going to help and that can take advantage when the other team makes a mistake, then they're going to be in good shape.
And that's exactly it. And so we were really down. We were really down after Tuesday. We had a really practice. We had a really good talk on Wednesday's practice. It was a short one because of the JV game. And we just really challenged the guys and said, this is your goal of winning this conference championship's gone, but you don't have to finish in the cellar. You can still finish at the top, and you can mess this whole thing up for a lot of people. But the big thing is you got to start preparing for sectionals. And man, they came out last night against Leo and just they just played a great game, played all of them together, and really just jumped early and stayed in it and did what we've been trying. So we got them down, kept them down, and then stepped on them and won it. And that's what we've been preaching all year. So it was great to see. We just talked tonight at the end of this one, right? Like 12-2 in the end of the fifth. Kind of hard, big emotional win last night. Come back to this one. I mean, and I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I mean, you're better than that team when you go out there and play. And so just to stay up mentally and stay focused. And so we had a few slips there, but we got through, and you got to be able to win those games.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I don't want you to take anything away from this Whitko team.
No.
They're young.
Yeah.
They're going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, they didn't throw the ball around.
No.
They didn't make a lot of mistakes.
No.
Nothing like that. They
No.
just, I mean, look, they got out hit tonight.
Yeah.
Our guys came out and were able to hit them. But they're going to be. We had to earn it. We earned this win.
We did. You're exactly right.
They didn't give us any of it.
You're exactly right.
They're going to be
and
all right.
that's what I told Coach. I was like, they're coming. I mean, they hit the ball hard, and they got the ball to spots, and you're exactly right. They made plays behind them. So.
Yeah. It was kind of cool for me to see. You get Brady Schrader, you get Logan Hoffman for Whitko.
Yeah.
Those are all guys that played for me through travel ball. It was really good to see them. I was telling Coach Ambrose earlier when I walked in tonight, Logan's grandpa was walking in.
Yeah.
And I got the biggest hug.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome.
And you've
awesome.
done such a great job with these guys, and I mean we owe 3/4 of what we're doing up here at this level now because of what you and Graves and those guys down below have done with those groups, and so we appreciate that.
And those guys are coming.
Yeah.
We've got some good travel teams out there right now with some of our younger guys.
Yeah.
And
we got really good coaches in the Parks League now too.
Yeah.
And we're pulling guys through there really well, and we got some good guys on the board that are really starting to do some stuff, and so I think our program's getting right where we want it to be after year 5, and we're excited about where it's growing to.
Yeah. So one question, I don't know if you're going to know the answer to this or not. What's the Eagle baseball record for most RBIs in a week or a game?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I have absolutely no idea by how many you have tonight.
Well, I think Schrader had 8 tonight.
Really?
He had 6 at DeKalb.
Yeah.
And then 1 at East Noble.
Yeah.
So that's 15 just this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get to have a little tweet for Player of the Week for baseball. Do they do that the way they do for basketball?
They do. There is one out there for I think it's Summit. I don't know if it's Summit City.
Well,
Summit
we
City.
need to be getting
it's on
that
Twitter.
on getting that out there for everybody and vote for Brady this week.
No, he's had a wreck of a week, and that's he's finding his groove about the right time, and I think that's the big thing for all of us. We're starting to settle into some positions now. We're starting to, that's what you do, right?
Well, that and look, I mean, Aiden's pitched 2 great games back to back.
Yep.
Chris had a little bit of a rough outing
against the Cal.
But it wasn't bad.
No.
And so your guys, your arms are doing what they need to be doing. I really liked having Dalen at third base tonight.
Yeah.
That was kind of nice. He, sliding over from shortstop there, it was like like he played there for years.
Yeah, and he's, we've talked to Coach Huffman. He'll take all that credit, but he's been saying that all year. Dalen's been our starter, and trustworthy and loyalty is our first two codes, and loyalty is always a big thing. And him and Julian battled all off season for that shortstop spot, and Dalen kept it, and he had no reason to lose it. And then Dalen got sick a couple days, and Jules went in there and just made some plays, and Dalen's just so naturally, he's just a bulldog. He's just a natural third base kind of mentality.
That
anyway.
grit. We talked about this the other day up here, that what he lacks in athletic ability, he makes up tenfold in grit.
Yes, and he's just so blue collar of a kid, and he's got the strong arm, and he's got the mentality.
He made those throws
nothing,
look like a piece of cake, man.
Yeah. And
he still had time to pump a couple times and then throw them out.
I told him he always, and he does that at shortstop too. He knows how to hit it always by one step. He just never gas anybody by one step. He just knows exactly how hard he's got to throw it.
Yep.
I was like, you could make it a little easier on me and get it by a little sooner than that, but I think he likes to torture me a little bit.
But that's good stuff. Like that to me says he's comfortable. Yeah. When you're not fluid like that, then it's clunky, and that's when you make errors. But when you can pump that ball and just relax and slide right into it, and you are cutting the distance when you do make that pump because you're still moving towards first base. Yeah. No, it was good to see him there tonight. That was nice.
Yeah, and I think the big thing too is, and I think that's his credit. We're now playing for our team, and that's the credit right there, right? Like, he's been shortstop for so long, and to move over there makes us even better with there, and so our guys are really starting to settle into that, and we're really proud of them. With that. So
you got a big week coming up, and you get a sectional team this week. Coach Ambrose and I were talking. Do you throw off against Northside this week, or do you just stick with the routine, and wherever we're at in the rotations where we go?
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, and we talk to the guys here. I think our mentality Monday has to be, we have to come out and send a message Monday. We have to send a message Monday that you don't want to come back and face us on the 25th.
Yeah.
Because when it's even more hype, we're going to be more ready to go. And so, but we got to send that message Monday. We got to come ready, locked in, and dialed, ready to go. Now, pitching wise, I honestly, I have a rotation lined up through the week. We're more worried about Tuesday, obviously, with it still being conference in Norwell.
And then a tough program too.
Yeah. And again, Fremont slid into the Angola spot on Wednesday, and that's a really good team. And Northrop on Friday, and then we got the doubleheader on Saturday with senior night. And this year, that makes it tough because our arms are seniors. Yeah. And so, we got to be ready to dial in on Wednesday sectional, but we also got to get our guys, they've earned and are owed a senior night to be able to do what they need to do out there. And that's against a really, really, really good program in Dwenger. And so it's
a tough week.
It's a real tough week. Yeah, it's going to be a real tough week, and it's going to show us where we're at and where we got to keep going. And again, that's what we talked to the guys tonight. That their third baseman was playing so far back the whole game, and we talked in between innings, and we talked a little bit at the end. Like, those are you got to be able to see that. You got to be able to get that bunt down on the dirt grass line. And be able to take advantage of that and know that that's a single. You got to see that and want that and go, man, thanks, I just got a single. And so those are the little things, and it's nice. It's nice to still have that stuff that we've got to keep working on, because it keeps you fresh, it keeps you digging. So.
Well, and it's nice to be able to talk with the guys about it because they get it now. It's a conversation. It's not a talk.
Yes.
You're not talking to them. You guys are having a conversation about, hey, did you see the third baseman? Did you see how far back he is?
Yes.
Let's do this. And that's when it's fun.
Right. Yep.
That part's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know. Is Aiden Miller okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know, because he can play in the field, so it caught me off guard a little bit when he didn't dress tonight.
Yeah. So we try on all of our pitchers. We try to shut them down throwing wise the day after if we can.
Mm-hmm.
Kreider and Schrader both have the ability to play first. Miller can play first. We've on days after earlier in the season, on days after Miller's pitch, we've slid him into the DH spot. But again, there's so many factors in tonight. Glad's been behind the plate so much in the last. I mean, on Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, he's tired. He needs a break.
Yep.
Platt needs to get a chance. He's a really good catcher. So we've got to be able to do.
Why are we taking down the senior side?
I have
What's going on
absolutely
here?
no idea. It makes no sense to me.
Maybe they got a new. Maybe that was just Chris's.
Oh,
so
it
I don't
is.
know.
It was. Yeah, his number was wrong. That's what it was.
Oh, they got a new one for him.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I see. We can't question what people do.
No. Should have known. Ryan Schrader's got it under
That's
control.
right. But yeah, so I mean, that's just where we're at.
Yeah.
Miller was, he was ready to go if we needed him. We were going to shut him down and give him a night off if we could.
Yeah, I got you. Like I said, it caught me off guard there
Yeah.
a little bit. Hey, I do like, how'd you work out the camo uniforms?
So Sergeant Huddleston, who's Brock's recruiter, I don't know if he's staff sergeant, but he's the recruiter for our area. He approached us about doing the military appreciation night. I love it. I mean, I think it's great. In the middle of a long week of baseball, I don't have a lot of time to put that stuff together. So
Yeah.
I think, now we've done it once. It'd be nice to be able to, now we'll plan it in the off season. So it's a little more organized, but, he just wanted to know he had the uniforms. He brought them to us. And we were more than happy to participate. I think
it makes me wonder, is he the recruiter at Whitko
he
too?
is too. So when we had this, he asked if there was a game in the next 2 weeks we could do it. And I said, well, Friday night's a game with Whitko. That'd be a better chance to stay. And so he said, well, those are both my schools. That would be great. So
Right. So, we'll get Whitko on board for next year too and
Yeah.
have him get them some
Yeah.
camo sleeves.
Yeah.
My only suggestion for next year is those socks are awful, man. Even not a camo with the camo outfits, just in general. I don't like that, the old gold.
yeah,
That's
that's
not even
not
really
old
old
gold.
gold,
That's
but that's
Vegas gold.
yeah, okay, but they
Well,
look terrible with the whites.
Well,
But
you
camo,
have no fashion sense. so
whatever, camo with camo socks
I
next year
think
for
my
this game.
socks look really good.
No,
with
they
my
look
white
terrible.
pants and my black shirt.
And the black shirt, that's fine.
That's right.
But the guys aren't wearing
Look,
that.
I'm not
It
here
doesn't-
for a fashion statement.
Oh,
We're here to
Mr.
win some
Bell.
baseball games.
Well,
so.
and you got that done tonight.
Yes, we did. So.
Got that done tonight. Are we getting a guest player up here tonight?
Who do you want?
No, I just didn't know if we were. It's not a big deal if
You
we're
guys
not,
always
but-
send for them. I don't.
I didn't know
never bring
that.
anybody
I
in.
figured old Sugar Pants Schrader would be up here
Well,
with
he's standing down there. I'm
standing
sure
down
if you
there
yell at
popping.
him,
That's all right.
he'd be more than happy
He's
to come
down there
up, so.
celebrating. Oh, getting his picture taken with
Yeah.
Ryan and Misty. Look
Yeah,
at that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, hey, Mr. Bell, I appreciate your time tonight.
Well, I appreciate
Congratulations,
you guys
Coach.
doing this. Yeah, thank you.
Good win tonight, and you giving the guys a day off tomorrow? They're going to rest a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah. We're gonna give them a day off. Told them make sure they stay hydrated through the weekend. Yes, that's.
Yeah.
We tried to get some of our guys some rest tonight.
They'll
just-
all be out turkey hunting bright and early
Yeah, that's
tomorrow
fine.
morning.
That you just don't steal with a schedule like this. It's just so hard to steal minutes away.
Yep.
I'm not sure by practicing tomorrow morning that we're going to gain more than what we would if we give them some time off
Yep.
and rest and a chance to sleep in and stay out and have some fun tonight. And
Absolutely.
so we'll see.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for doing this again. I appreciate it tremendously.
Absolutely.
So
Those of you that just caught the end of this, the Columbia City Eagles took care of business tonight against the cross-county rival Whitko Wildcats, 12-2 on a exciting walk-off grand slam
yeah,
by Brady Schrader for the Eagles in the bottom of the fifth inning. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Ambrose, how do we wrap this up? We're ready to
all right.
be done
Thanks,
here
guys.
off the air. Thank you, Coach Bell. Let me shut your mic off there before you do anything too awful bad. Right, we're going to work with some of the radio crew here to wrap things up for you here. We're going to bring Mr. Ambrose back on the air.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for joining
Absolutely.
us again.
Thanks
Hopefully
for
it's not the
having me.
last time. I know I talked to Plaza about we should be good for Huntington North, Huntington University for sectionals. So if you want to join us for that, that should be fun. So hopefully we'll get to go for that and maybe get a couple games in next week. I know Wednesday against Angola was canceled.
But he said they picked up Fremont.
Oh, okay, great. There we go. So we got a couple home games next week then to go with that. So
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll see you hopefully next week.
Thank you.
Have a good night.